Good morning, first of all, and thanks for coming on. And the main question really is, can you just clear up why you've decided to leave Leeds?
No, I think it was always a mutual. You know, I spoke to the new owners, GFH, and we always said that I was going to leave if we didn't get promotion this year. I didn't want another year a long way from my family. So, yes, whilst we still mathematically got a chance, really, I think yesterday was the end of the line regarding getting in the playoffs, which was disappointing for me. And I think, it was, I think Neil Redfern coming in and taking over with Gwyn Williams to the end of the season, it gives them a little bit of breathing space to pick the right one, because I don't think there's an outright, I don't think they've got anybody, definitely that they'd like to appoint. I think there's a few more probably at the end of the season that'll crop up.
So promotion, Neil, was the aim. At the start of the season, how confident were you of at least getting into those playoffs and giving yourselves a real chance?
I'm always confident in myself. I feel from the start of the season it was very, very difficult. I relied on having Snodgrass at the club, who was, we had to sell him to Norwich, and that was a major blow, really, at a crucial time of pre-season, and we never really replaced him. We got Jerome Thomas in at Christmas time and had a great run when he came for a month, but we've lacked 2 or 3 signings. I think the new owners know that. We've got to get 2 or 3 quality players into the squad now, and I think that the investment will be there for the next manager to spend. I wanted it sort of yesterday. I wanted it. I didn't realise the takeover would take, as long as it did. Really, 7 months for a takeover, and I helped that along. I was very instrumental in trying to get them on board, and but it just came a little bit too late for January, and now I think the next manager will get the benefit of that.
And how well did you get on with those new owners, Neil, once they took over? Yeah,
very well. They're not really football people, but they mean well, and I think that they're aware of the quality that we need now. It's only 2 or 3 forwards that were short, and as I've said, we suggested some. It just wasn't to be. They wanted to really come in and have a look at what the club needed and do it gradually rather than instantaneous, which is what I wanted. With me being at my stage of my career, but I think that will benefit the next manager, because they know what they need, and they haven't got to start changing it like we did. And we've changed the whole squad over the last 12 months. Got a very good squad now, but we just need that bit of quality now that Snodgrass, that would, type of player would have given us.
Neil, am I right in thinking, you mentioned your family earlier, am I right in thinking that they are still in the south while you were, of course, working at Leeds in the north? How much of that did that have an effect on you personally?
I don't think it, it's not, I'm a family man, so I really miss my family, but my eldest boy here, and I've got 2 grandkids here, James and Sarah over here. We just got Evie, a little girl, a few weeks ago, and Charlie. So I've had family around. That's not been a problem. My problem's been not winning games in the 93rd minute when we're 2-1 up, and conceding goals at Leicester, Crystal Palace, Wolves, not beating Middlesbrough away when we should have done, not winning on Saturday when we're playing well, and even Sky's game yesterday. That was a game we should have won as well. So it's not, it's been difficult. We could have still got in those playoffs with the squad we've got, but it would have been nice to have that little bit more quality, which I'm sure they will have next season, because it's a great club. And a very good job for someone.
And Neil, the big question that everyone wants to know now is what next for Neil Warnock? Are you hungry to get back into the game, or do you see this as possibly the end?
Well, I don't think you could say the end. There's all sorts of opportunities. I've been talking to a company now for a few weeks that are going to help me on the media side, which I'm very interested in. And I've got a book coming out in June, which I've got another 2 weeks to finish the last chapter, which should be interesting. The trials and tribulations of a football manager. Because the last few clubs, I've had QPR was a takeover, Palace was a takeover. I think I've done more work in 5 years than most in 50 years. So it's one of those things. I do feel there's a niche between the manager and the directors that needs, and I think people of my experience like that. I think there's
okay, Neil, we look forward to reading that book, Neil, and good luck in the future. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.